Sekiro. Seiko's Bunda Cheeks. With the Sekiro anime revealing a trailer, there was a lot of discussion, retarded ones at that, about the AI allegations. I was going to put a blind eye on this thing. It looks good. It's Kenichi Katsuna directing it, but I've never really played Sekiro. I was like, eh. But then something came. Twitter came. Dun dun. Makes you want to die, right? The anime trailer for Sekiro is a textbook example on how normie fans perceive animation, more accurately, art style. When something is an anomaly, when something doesn't look normal, usually the normie watchers are very vocal about it, and with this example, it's obvious that Sekiro is a very popular game that's not really related to anime. Yes, it takes place in the Sengoku period, but it's not the anime area. So there's a lot of casual anime fans, which there's nothing wrong with that, but their takes or opinions about animation especially is borderline autistic. I'm not here to analyze this trailer, but more so make people open their third eye and or just do surface level research. The director for Sekiro's anime is Kenichi Katsuna. As one of the first wave of webgen animators, alongside with people like Shingo Yamashita and Ryo Timo, and also invented the Katsuna Lightning. A lot of webgen animators use it now. These group of animators are always stretching the boundaries of creativity to fully lock in their ambition with their own style, creating some of the best looking shows ever, but also having a lot of controversies, you can say, with how normies perceive these type of styles, or animation techniques, you can say. It's the same thing with Kenichi Katsuna, although he has always been doing just key animation mostly. He recently started directing openings. His first work is doing Vlad Love's opening. His style is very distinct, leaning more on the simpler Kagenashi aesthetic, while also having a sense of realism to it. It's the same thing with his two other openings he directed, Magical Girl Destroyer and Hikari no O. While these OPs have a more anime look to it with vibrant color palette and also obviously the designs, Sekiro is of course different than your normal looking anime, and Katsuna abides by that rule when adapting this specific style for Sekiro, and maybe also the manga is kind of the same style from the stuff I've seen. It still has that simple coloring, but the difference is the line work. It's more rougher, more wobbly, you can say. And again, the characters doesn't look like the normal anime characters. If Katsuna was just your normal director, that would have been different. And people are mad about this because it's not the normal style like UFO table. Not saying it's a bad thing. I've made a video about the two different styles. How can it be a positive and a negative? When JJK season 2 went to that Kagenashi look in episode 16, people said it was like less detail. No, I want detailed manga panels moving. That's the fucking point. Normies don't want a creative art style because they hate that type of stuff. Maybe beside like Blue Lock, because most of Blue Lock season 2 was poop dog pile. And with Naruto, maybe with the simple coloring because they're used to it. Maybe there were some criticisms back in the day, but it happens a lot. And the Priority episodes get that Sakuga, but of course, let's pause it guys because I don't know, people want to look smart. On the other hand, the AI allegations, those fucking clankers. Although it is now confirmed that there's no AI assistance in the Sekiro anime, it's all hand-drawn, it's still crazy that the main account has to officially state this. For better and worse, you can say. There was two accounts that was spreading utter bullshit. It's this tweet and also a very popular Twitter account chatting utter, again, dog shit. They were assuming, well, they weren't assuming, they were trying to make an objective statement that it was AI because of the studio. Qzilla, I think that's how you say it. It's an unknown studio. Their only noticeable project, you can say, is Chainsaw Man Ending 11 and that one Okayu music video. Everything else is nothing noteworthy, but most people think it was AI because of this on the studio's website, which, yes, it is the studio's fault for putting that in their website, because people won't do basic surface level research on the staff. There was also one frame that people point out. I guarantee you most of them saw someone posted this frame and they just copy paste it, make their own judgment to it, because this frame was so obscure. I saw it first from Chromofire and it looks like it has 6 fingers, but Evakoi explained this really well. To put it simply, this line here is to depict the knuckles. This part here is just the part of the hand. It is a very weird in-between frame or just drawing at that. I looked at the trailer and I slow-moed it. It does feel out of place with the trailer because, you know, they're cutting stuff out to highlight some other stuff. So it's just an error. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes stuff is rushed and they can't do double checks, or just other departments misinterpreted the cut because maybe they're across the fucking world. Not saying Sekiro has a bad schedule from the looks of things. This has been in production for years. And same goes with AI. Some people misinterpreted Shinya Ohira's animation in One Piece to be AI. AI art is always very controversial, at least in this medium. In anime art, anything to do with that, you get the gist because they just steal other people's art. We saw Wit Studios made a project with AI backgrounds, and that one anime, Twins Hinahima, where everything was AI. 95% of it, besides they like did original character designs, then they just fed it to AI. The people involved in that should no, I'm not gonna say that. AI will not help the anime industry. It'll just create more greedy measures to make it more cheaper and less time consuming. Rather than human slavery, it's clanker slavery. Kinda. What am I doing? I don't want to go in depth on how AI will blah 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 anime industry penis like that, but one look at the staff, especially the director, Kenji Kutuna, it would put up my confidence that this wasn't AI. Of course, I wasn't 100% sure about it, but it was likely wasn't AI, and most of these people, the core staff, is not even a part of the studio. It's just a bunch of freelancers for this one project. The director, art director, character designer, compositing artist, a lot more. Maybe some of them was brought in by the studio because one of the animation producer in the studio, Yohei Aoki, who was originally from MAPPA, did some stuff, nothing crazy, and helped a bit in Sungwoo Park's related studio projects. Then animated the Okayu music video by Qzilla, and maybe he's also the anime for Sekiro, but that's just a guess at this point. And more evidently, this project in terms of animators and maybe episode directors, storyboarders, all that stuff, is probably going to be purely Kutuna's connections because he's a very influential animator. I've said this before, connections lead to more connections. It's also been stated that in a massive leak a year ago by a certain person named 112. If you remember, there was so much that was leaked. This was last year in September. And this part, Sekiro lacks resources, and it's all dependent on if Katsuna can contact a lot of the talent by themselves, since the studio haven't done a full project yet. This is just a small explanation, or just to educate you fucking monkeys on why the Sekiro anime looks like that. As a person or just a content creator creating animation related stuff, this is not a shock to the broader audience that this would divide opinions about the Sekiro anime, but it's just classic tourists that don't understand animation in more ways than one. If you want to see more stuff or more info, more in-depth stuff you can say about Sekiro, talking about stuff that I did, check out Sarkar's blog or whatever you want to call it, description. Yeah. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts about the Sekiro anime. Was it good, dog water, peak, or what? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.